Hi, this is John Patrick Hickey. I want to welcome you back to our talk on the values of success minded people. And I want to talk to you about courage. I want to talk to you about having the courage to stand up for what is right. We live in a society that seems to be dictated or run by people who have no interest in what's best for anyone else other than themselves. I mean, the whole idea of political correctness, wokeness, the controlling of history, in wanting to blot out things, or even worse, to change parts of history. There's so much the problem in education, in the things being taught to our young people, that there is a real threat that goes on here. And yes, there are political things that need to be done. Part of that is, we'll talk about that in a minute, but we have to look at this as understanding that the answer isn't totally a political answer, that the answer lies in you. The answer lies in the people, the success minded people who understand the principles of this nation, understand what freedom is all about, understand the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And if you don't, I do encourage you to get a copy. You can get it offline, and it's absolutely free, of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Matter of fact, you can go to Hillsdale College's site and you can take a class, a free, completely free class on the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I mean, they offer this to people. And I have an understanding of what does this mean? What is it all about? But it takes people to have courage in order to stand up for what is right and to say no. Good example of this, the state of Virginia. Virginia and their gubernatorial election was a major focal point. I mean, and it was definitely the show of shows when it came to that. They had the Democrat challenger, who was as liberal could be, the conservative Republican challenger, who was solidly conservative, and the two of them battling it out, and the conservative won. Why did they win? Because the state's more conservative than liberal? No, not necessarily. They won because the people of Virginia, the parents, because it really came down to mainly an educational question in Virginia, the people said, no, we're not going to do these things anymore. And they stood up and changed everything that was going on. It was a wonderful example, and we'll see more of that. We have seen more of it, and there's more to come, of people standing up and saying. And I want to encourage you, as a success-minded person, to have the courage to stand up and say no, to be able to say, I believe in freedom. I believe in freedom of speech, freedom of thought. I'm not saying that people who have an opposing view should be silenced. I'm not saying that liberal people, and obviously I'm not a liberal thinker, I'm a conservative. Full disclosure here, I have no problem doing that. But I'm not saying that people who have an opposing view should be silenced. By no means. They should be silenced. They should have the same freedom to talk and to do what they want. But their answer to it is to silence everyone else, instead of giving people the freedom to talk and to work out what they want. You see, we have to be able to say no. Free speech means we have free speech, that we can say what we want, where we want to say it, and we can express our thoughts and have an open discussion on things. Now, let me clarify something on free speech, because this is often where it gets tangled up, is that they think that free speech means that they can tell us what to think, and we have to listen to them, that we have to buy into all of the things that they think about. And that's not true. See, free speech says you can say whatever it is that you want to say, that you have the right to believe what you want to believe and to say that. But free speech does not say that I have to listen to you. It doesn't say that. That I can totally ignore you. I can totally say, I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm not going to listen. You're talking nonsense. I'm not going to be a part of it. And close it off. Because that's where you have to have the courage in order to stand up and move. And I don't mean to get political here, because it's not just a case of politics. It's also in anything in life. You have to stand for what is right. You see, there is right, there is wrong. There are absolutes. There isn't what's right for me isn't necessarily right for you, and what's right for you isn't necessarily right for me. No, right is right, wrong is wrong. There is good, there is evil. There is not gray area that says it's what I think, it's what you think, my belief is mine, yours is yours. We have to accept the fact that there is right, there is wrong, and we have to stand for what is right. You have to stand for truth. And again, there's the great saying that, truth is truth. And the fact that many people would say that it's not true doesn't make it not true. That truth is still truth. Whether people believe it or not doesn't make any difference. It's still truth. And no matter how many people believe a lie, doesn't make a lie the truth. It's still a lie. And that's where we're at. That's what we have to face in life. And you, as a success-minded person, has to understand that you have to embrace truth. You have to embrace what is right and have the courage to continue to do so. Have the courage to say, this is what is right, and I'm going to stand for what is right. No compromise, because compromise simply means you're going to believe what I want you to believe. That's what they classify as compromise. It isn't a meeting in the middle, because there is no meeting in the middle. It's you give in or you don't give in. So let me close with this. It's important that we have the courage, that we have the ability to stand strong and say that we believe in what is right. We believe in what is good. And we're going to stand for it. And we're not going to compromise. We're not going to change. We're not going to let down and say, we'll give in this part and we'll give in that part. No, we're going to stand firm and say, this is the right thing to do, and this is what we will do. For the Growth Center, this is John Patrick Hickey, and let me encourage you to pursue your purpose and please change your world. Hi, John Patrick Hickey again. And I want to thank you for joining me for this video, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. I do want to suggest that you hit the subscribe button, which is at the bottom of your screen, And that way you won't miss a single episode of any of the videos that are posted. If you'd like more information about my books or any of the blogs or videos that are available to you, then just go to our website, which is www.growthcenter.net. Or if you'd like to reach me by email, you can also do that by going to leadership@growthcenter.net. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.